Hey, Donovan here. Look, what I'm about to share with you guys is probably one of the biggest mistakes and biggest problems that I've ever seen on the Facebook Ads Manager. I did do a video on this a while back, but some of you guys haven't seen it. I still get questions about this, and honestly, it could be ruining your results. Absolutely ruining them. Like this mistake and this problem is pissing me off. And I'm always on the Facebook Ads Manager. I know how to get around it. If you don't know how to get around this problem, then honestly, it's going to make you feel like your Facebook ads just are not working. Let's jump straight into it. I've got a client over here and I'm going to use them as the example. So let me share my screen really quickly. Now, obviously, this is the Facebook Ads Manager. And the first thing you're going to see here is you're going to see that apparently, let me zoom in and make this really easy and obvious for you to see. Like, apparently, we've got this month so far one lead for £155.66. First of all, what a bargain. And second of all, obviously we haven't got a lead for £155.66. This client would not continue working with me if we'd got one lead for £155.66. We've actually spent £155 and we have had a grand total for this campaign of 12 leads. So we spent £155 and cost per lead wise, we have had a cost per lead of £12.91. Now, before you obviously think, bloody hell, Donovan, that's quite a high cost per lead. With this client in particular, on the lead form, we're asking loads and loads of questions. So we are not just trying to get, anyone to become a lead. We're trying to get the best quality lead. So we're asking them, have you ever done martial arts before? We're also asking them, why do you actually want to do jiu-jitsu? We're then getting their names, email addresses, and phone numbers. We're making them confirm that they're actually happy for us to contact them. And then we're basically letting them know that they've taken their first step and we're incredibly proud of them. We're going to contact them. If we were making it really easy for people to fill out this form, we'd be getting cost per lead of like £3 to £4. But the reason why it's like £12 is because we're making it harder for people. But that's not the reason I've made this video. The reason I've made this video is because this is saying that we've only had one lead, but we've actually had 12. So we're having 12 times the results that it's showing us, which is absolutely horrific because most people don't know what they're doing on the Facebook Ads Manager, so they wouldn't know how to actually look. They'd see this, they'd turn off their ads, and they'd feel like everything isn't working. No, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you our little workaround for this, but I wanted you to be completely aware of it because it is a ridiculous problem that we shouldn't have to have, but it could also be a problem that kind of scares you away from running Facebook ads. Now, I'm going to show you how you can fix this problem, but before I do, just because you've never noticed this problem doesn't mean you don't have the problem on your account. So I'm going to show you how you can actually identify if you've got this problem. Now, regardless of that, if you don't know who I am, really quickly, if I can just borrow 20 seconds of your time, I make videos like this to help martial arts school owners completely for free. Yes, we've got paid clients. Obviously, I'd be out of business if we didn't. But I want you to be armed with the information to decide if you want to go ahead and work with someone. I don't want you to feel like you have to go and work with a marketer because you've got no clue about marketing. I create videos like this to help people like you. So if you know any martial arts school owners who you feel like are struggling when it comes to growing their classes, I would love for them to discover these videos. So if you can send them over to them, share these videos with them, drop a like so I know that you actually find videos and content like this valuable. It just forces me to create more content like this to help martial arts school owners. So like the video, share it with someone who you genuinely think this would help. And honestly, it means the world to me if you do. Now, in terms of how you can find out if you've actually got this problem, it's pretty easy. So this campaign here, it says there's 10 leads. It says the cost per lead is £15.57. You're probably looking at that and thinking, oh, so that must be the right cost per lead. Now, if we click this little download button, we can see that we've actually had, we've actually had, come on, 21 leads. So we've had 21 leads. The client has spent £155. So once again, if we go over to our calculator, we take 155, divide that by the 21 leads that they've actually had. We can see that the cost per lead that this client's actually getting is £7.38 per lead. Now, that is obviously not good. Well, it's great cost per lead, especially with all the questions and things that we've got on. But that isn't good because now our problem is going to be that if we're running multiple ads and we want to find out which one of these is working the best, it's going to be very difficult to find out which ones are working the best because Facebook isn't showing us all of the leads. So the only way that we can check is sadly by going into each one manually and working out the cost per lead ourselves. So this first ad here, if I'm deciding whether or not I want to turn it off, I click this little download button. I can see this ad's had 9 leads. I divide that by the amount that it spent. It spent £69.21. 69 divided by the 9 leads. I can see that this ad is sitting at £7.66 per lead. So what I'm looking at is it beating the other ads? And if it is, I'm going to leave it on. This ad here, £9.52. It's actually got 4 leads. So it's actually sitting at about £7 per lead, which is similar to the one up here. I'm not going to touch either of them. This one here has had 1 lead for £3.38. It's actually had 2 leads for £3.38, which means it's sitting at about £1.50 per lead. So now I'm going to start thinking, shall I turn off some of these to make the budget go more towards that one? So I'm going to turn this one off, push the budget a little bit more towards that one. This one here hasn't got any leads allegedly. There's no way for me to actually check. And then this one here has had 1 lead for £15.26. I can see it actually has only had 1 lead. So then I can go ahead and look at some other things like click-through rate and whatever. I'm not going to bore you with that. We'll do another video on that another time. So I'll have a really quick look at click-through rate. And I can see that the click-through rate on this is lower than the others. So what I'm going to do here as well is I'm going to turn this one off as well. So it forces more of the money into the ones that are doing better. This one here spent £28. It says it hasn't got any leads. I can't actually see that for sure. So I'm going to work off the click-through rate again. If people are clicking on it, I'm happy. I can see people are clicking on it, so I'm happy. So I'm going to leave it alone. But that's kind of what we want to do. Instead of just taking Facebook's word for it, we want to click the little download button and see how many leads it's actually showing. Same for this one over here. This one up here, it says it's only got 1 lead overall in the campaign. I'm going to click into it. If I click here, I can see that actually all 12 of the leads have came from this. So adults haven't got any leads so far. All of the leads have came from the kids campaigns. So what I'd probably do is I could turn this adults one off and just put all of our money into the kids one, because that's where all the leads are coming anyway. And then over here, we can see this ad got a lead for £22.33. We can actually see 4 of the leads came from here, which means that's sitting at like a cost per lead of like £6 per lead. So we can probably start thinking of which ones we can probably turn off to start making it so more of the budget goes into that one. And that's all I'm doing when I'm looking at these campaigns. It's incredibly shit. In fact, let me put my camera back on. It's incredibly crap that this is what we have to do with Facebook, but we've got 2 options. We can either adapt and overcome, which is what I choose to do with my clients, or we can send a message to Facebook and hope they sort the problem. We've done that 3 times. It didn't work any time. Facebook didn't solve the problem. So we've had to adapt, we've had to overcome, and my clients are still smashing it. They're still getting lots of bookings, still getting lots of people going through the door, and they are absolutely killing it. So if you do have this problem on your Facebook Ads Manager account, it's not the end of the world. I have this exact problem on my personal Facebook Ads Manager account. We smash it. We still get lots of martial arts school owners' attentions. They still come and work with us, and they kill it as well. So it's not the end of the world. But this is how I would look to overcome the problem. And I want you to be aware of it, because you might feel like your ads aren't working when actually they are. That's everything for this video. As I said, I help martial arts schools. I create videos like this to genuinely help you. If you know anyone, any other martial arts school owners, which you probably do, like genuinely, just for a moment, you probably know martial arts school owners, friends who have told you that their classes are struggling. They've told you they don't know how to grow their classes. And this is the answer. My YouTube channel is the answer, and it's completely free. It costs nothing to share this with them. So please share this with them so they can go on and use this content completely for free and grow their club and get out of the rut that they're probably in. That's everything. Have a fucking amazing day. Other than that, peace.